Hello, mutants. I'm Utisha, the movie goddess, and you're watching Mutant TV.
Ho diggity ho, MVP. Welcome back. This is Streebo here with you from mutantville.com. Cheap plug. Today we're going to have a special unboxing video, a Canadian FEROX via Exploited Cinema unboxing. And then I'm going to do a little Streebo swag edition for you. So, any of you viewers out there that don't care to see videos where I just sit and blabber at the camera and show off a bunch of crap that I either bought or was given to me over the past couple months, you might want to turn this one off now. I recommend going and watching the Murder by Music video that I made before Christmas, because I put a little thought into that if you want something more along the lines of filmmaking. This is just going to be a filler. We need to shoot something to put another video up kind of video, if you know what I mean. Though, strangely enough, I have a crap ton of video content that I need to edit, but it's just easier to shoot this real quick, do a vlog style, something that requires no editing, and I can upload it right quick. Now, despite the fact that it's been over the holidays and you haven't heard a lot out of us, though if you visit mutantville.com, you'll find it's updated regularly, so there are a lot of really cool things there to see. If you're a fan or filmmaker, it doesn't matter. Personally, I really like the Inspirational Filmmaker Day. I always put those up and I just find really cool quotes, and I throw them up with an image of the director or a movie or whatever, and it always gives me the spark that I'm looking for. So anyway, cheap plugging is over. Yeah, we haven't been doing a lot, but we've been doing a lot behind the scenes. Like, I've got 2-3 scripts that I'm working on right now. I put Mothman Murders on the burner. I don't want to turn this into a me vlog because I have an unboxing. Look, I have not opened it. Canadian FEROX unboxing. I'm finishing up the first episode of Utisha's Movie Morgue, which, by the way, I need some questions for that. If any of you guys out there want to send one in for the mailbag, think Joe Bob Briggs Monster Vision. I need some questions. Send them to me. If they're cool, I'll use them on the show. We might give you a t-shirt or something. And I'm also working on my new script for my next full-length feature, which is, I don't know if I should tell you guys or not. I don't think I've mentioned it anywhere yet, but House at the Edge of Hell. House at the Edge of Hell. I'm not going to tell you anything else about it, but except for the title. So, anyway, we're going to do an unboxing. Then I'm going to share a lot of Streebo swag with you. We're going to go through some DVDs, a few books, work our way down to some games, comic books, and VHS, and end it all with some awesome action figures. So, if you don't like these videos where we sit and talk to the camera, go check out the Murder by Music video. I worked hard on that. The rest of you, buckle in. We're going to babble about stuff for a while, but we're going to start with the Canadian FEROX unboxing. Woo! Dun dun dun. Check that bad boy out. A true classic, now a throwback. Canadian FEROX, may it rest in peace. A little salute out there to you guys at Canadian FEROX. Tony Pepperoni, J-Dog, thanks for all the cool stuff you guys brought us. All the greasy movie talk, the horror movie talk, the music episodes, my personal faves. And thank you T-Shirt Joe for the awesome T-shirt design. And thanks to the guys at Exploited Cinema, Bat32, and of course J-Dog yet again for doing the giveaway. And I was lucky enough to win one. I never win any of these things, so this is awesome. I finally won something. Thank you guys. By the way, I have everything ready that I have to send out to my people. Stathis Quad overseas, I've got your stuff together. It's just been busy through the holidays, so I'm going to try to get that out this week, along with everybody else. If I promised you whatever I promised you guys. I know Metal Master 88, I got some stuff for you. So end of the week, it's all going out after payday, if you know what I mean. It's been busy time through the holidays, but I haven't forgotten you guys. And when you get your packages, you'll be happy. So thanks guys. I shall wear it proudly, perhaps at the upcoming Mad Monster Party, if all goes well for that. Okay, Streebo swag. Let's move on down the line. Though I do want to show you something really cool. I got this at the Ghost screening that we had for Halloween this year. One of my actors or actresses, Kaylee Tollison, drew that for me. Check that out. Kaylee is what, 12 years old? I don't know her exact age. I could look it up, I suppose, but regardless, she's a very nice, sweet, talented young lady, and she was in Ghost, which I believe was her first full-length movie part, and she drew that for me. So, very awesome. That's one of the little perks of being an independent filmmaker. You get cool stuff like that. Okay, got something really cool from my buddies at Last Call Pictures. Check this out. Ba-boom! Copy of Desdemona 6. It says 455 cubic inches, 300 horsepower, 100% evil. Desdemona 6. Raw! Brought to you by Mac Allen and Johnny Priest. Thank you for sending this to me, guys. Specifically, Mac. I know you're the one that boxed it up and sent it to me. This looks cool because it's got Desdemona 6 teaser on here, commentary track by the guys, and also has their first movie, Split, starring Michael Sharp. Let's call him Short. I don't know where that came from. Michael Sharp. Dun dun dun. Who has a special cameo in this, by the way? Desdemona 6. Can I say Christine, John Carpenter, Stephen King kind of thing. I did crew on the set, so obviously I've seen the movie. I know all about it, but it's very cool, very good one. And check this bad boy out. Mini one sheets. And you know, since Streebo loves to pimp the indies, I'll find a cool place for this on my wall. So, thank you for that, guys. I do appreciate it. Oh, there's a signed one here. Cool. Signed by everybody. Very awesome. Thank you, guys. Thanks. Actually, I never looked at that second one till right now because I like to keep it rolled up nice and tight and safe. Okay. Look for a review for that coming soon. I always drag my feet on movies that I know about or that I worked on, because I have to figure out how do I balance, you know, the fact that I'm intimately aware of everything already in the movie, even though I may not have seen it all or read the script or whatever. Just have to kind of detach myself from it and hope that I'm still giving a fair and honest review. Okay, from a really cool mini one sheet to a not so cool mini one sheet. Now it is American Horror Story, mind you, which is why I ordered it, but I thought it was going to be the size of that one over there, and I get it. It's like from Korea or China or something, and it's tiny. I can't believe how tiny this is. This is bullshit. But I suppose if I run into some of these people at a convention, if I'm autograph hunting or whatever, I'll get them to sign it. Though I'm weird about autographs. Yes, I do have some, but you have to realize the people that they're from and what those people and their work meant to me, and also the conversations I had with them. Clive Barker, George Romero, John Carpenter, Roger Corman, Tom Savini, Malcolm McDowell, Greg Nicotero, Al Feldstein from EC Comics. You know, those creative individuals. Jeff Lieberman. Anyway, I'll go off on God knows what kind of tangents all throughout this video. Here I am name dropping you guys, but regardless, I'm not just an autograph hunter. I like to go and talk to these guys and learn from them. You know, I mean, I'm a fan of their work, but also it's like a film school. You know, when I go to these cons, I love it. Love talking to them. Anyway, cool picture. That's probably not going to come through too well on there. All the details. But as you can see, there's the maid, my favorite character. Somebody burning back there is probably Russell. I think that was the guy's name. There's the daughter, Tate, who's pretty cool. Oh, up here's the rubber man. Almost miss him if you're not paying attention. But anyway, the interior of the murder house. And expect a video on a spoiler-filled discussion of the first season of American Horror Story, because we have to talk about that, because it ended way differently than I expected. So we're going to talk about it. If you haven't seen American Horror Story, I did a video. It's spoiler-free for like the first 3 minutes or so, and then after that the spoilers pick up and you can just turn it off before those start. So go Go check that out now. Go watch American Horror Story. I think it's still on Hulu. Alright, from awesome DVDs to more DVDs. Decisions. Do I do documentaries first or do I do movies first? I'll start here, I guess. Ding, ding, ding. Super 8. Ranked as one of Streebo's top 3 horror films of the year. Which one I'm not going to tell you yet because I'm either going to do a video or an article or both on that, on the best of the year. I bought the Blu-ray as soon as it came out, day one. There's only like maybe 5 5 Blu-rays that I've bought full price the week of the release, and Super 8 is one of them. Next, 300, the Ultimate Edition. No, the complete experience. It's one of those bookcases. I really hate these things in terms of storing them because they mess up my shelves, but they are cool. Now this little baby's $35 at Best Buy, but this week they're $10 at Best Buy. How can you not pick that up? It's a special edition. It's the Ultimate Guy movie. I was just watching it. Spartans, what is your profession? One of those movies just makes you want to pick up a chair and hit somebody over the head with it. So I try to refrain from doing that here. There's also another Best Buy purchase, not Blu-ray, but it is a DVD, and they're selling them for $5 this week. I could not believe that. Talking about $4.99, it's still regular price $24, $24.99. So it's like $20 off. I already have Silence of the Lambs on DVD, but I do not have this version, and it has like a ton of cool special features. Inside Labyrinth, making the Silence of the Lambs, Page to Screen, which Page to Screen is cool. That used to come on like IFC or something. If you can ever check those out, definitely do it. All new 3-part, all new Jonathan Demme and Jodie Foster documentary, The Beginning, Making Silence of the Lambs, Breaking the Silence. All new Scoring the Silence feature, Outtakes Reel, original 1991 making of, 22 deleted scenes. Wow, that's a lot. Photo gallery, TV spots. Very cool. $5. $5. Can you believe that? Okay, I picked this up from a used shop. Once upon a time in America. This is part of my... Some of these are not gifts I got from other people. Obviously, they're the good old Christmas presents to myself, so to speak. That's how you get the best stuff, I've noticed, is if you just decide to treat yourself and you go out and buy shit when you run across it during the holidays. A Decade Under the Influence tells the story of the late 60s and the 70s. Well, I guess the 60s and the 70s. The rise of prominence of all the independent filmmakers in the 70s. Roger Corman, of course, behind it all. Peter Bogdanovich, all these guys. Martin Scorsese. Dennis Hopper, on and on and on. Francis Ford Coppola, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, Brian De Palma. Tells their story. Easy Rider, Raging Bulls. Again, it's a continuation. They both go together. Stanley Kubrick, A Life in Pictures. Obviously, I am a big fan of it because, as I've said in several recent videos, I'm on a Kubrick fix right now. I'm on a mission to buy all the Kubrick Blu-rays, which I will be doing very, very soon. Project Greenlight Season 2, which I have never even seen for sale. It's the complete series and the movie with special editions on the movie, which includes the commentary track, which is very interesting because they do the commentary track after the Project Greenlight experience. So you hear some interesting comments. You can see I bought it used. I hate that they do this. This was at like a local Goodwill thing. They're called something else though. It's not Goodwill. $5.99. I hate how they write on there. That's such a pain in the ass. But I don't know. I might be able to get that off with some rubbing alcohol. I gotta give that a try. Let's check out some books. I have a nice little stack here from my buddy T-Shirt Joe, who hooked me up with some classic Lovecraft. This was a cover I didn't have, and also part of a series that I love. I'll have to show them to you one day with all the covers next to each other. More Lovecraft, just an older version of it. At the Mountains of Madness. Some Harlan Ellison. Web of the City. Ellison's a really awesome writer, by the way. Thank you, T-Shirt Joe. FastCustomShirts.com. Of course, he's the man responsible for this mighty work of art now, which has been discontinued, sadly. But go buy a Exploited Cinema t-shirt instead now. Okay. Support the new guys, Bat32 with J-Dog. These are just like dollar purchases. Stephen King's Misery. Now, I mean, I don't have the book, obviously. I don't have the book. Haven't read it. I would like to read it, but what made me buy it was just the cover. I just thought, wow, that's a cool cover. I'm just a sucker for those kind of things. Here you go. The interior is the cover of the book that he writes. Check that out. But look at the face on the dude. Doesn't he look familiar? Dun dun dun. And no, it's not Streebo. Ooh, and there's an ad for the Dark Tower Gunslinger there in the back. This is not a first edition. It's not even in great shape. I think I got it for $1.50. Misery. What a cool cover. Love the cover. Still going to do a video on cover art sometime. Needful Things. Just a cool looking book. Rarely ever get the first editions. Okay, now some of these books... I'll get the self-purchases out of the way first. Again, these are all secondhand store buys. This is from the Goodwill store. You're talking like 50 cents. Brave New World. This is from a used bookstore, a couple bucks. Secret Cinema, Gnostic Vision and Film. I might have mentioned this on another video. I feel like I did for some reason. 2 new Sid Fields books. In one video, I think I said I had 30-something books on writing and screenwriting and just writing for film in general, and I recounted and I've got over 70, and I keep adding to them because you can never learn enough. If you can just learn one tip from every book you get, those are just so many. You wind up with so many tools in your arsenal. Like you're like a screenwriting Batman, just carrying all these things around. Anytime something pops up, you're just like, oh, phew, I know how to handle that. So, I mean, there's cool books you can get on writing comedy, on writing mystery, you know, writing sci-fi, fantasy, horror, you know, just writing in general, understanding 3-act structure, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, Sid Fields' Screenwriter's Workbook and Screenplay. I didn't have his version of Screenplay. I had been using the Screenwriter's Bible by Trottier. Very similar, so whatever. I figured I'd go ahead and get Sid Fields because I have a couple of his other books that I really like and highly recommend, like the Screenwriter's Problem Solver. I think that's one that everybody needs to have. I talk about that on my screenwriting tips video. I would recommend going and watching that if you're looking for screenwriting tips, or if you want some, or you're curious about writing or whatever. That's the video for you, and you can find it right here. Screenwriting tips. Oh, here's some cool gifts. Zombie Survival Guide by Max Brooks. Did you know that guy is Mel Brooks' son? And he's very funny too. He was on what was it, Most Deadly Warrior? They had zombies versus vampires, and it was Steve Niles and Max Brooks, and they had like these this was an awesome show. They had these mechanical zombie biters, and they were blowing, it was mechanical jaws from zombies, and they had simulated zombies where they were blowing them apart with all these weapons and stuff. They had vampires with mechanical jaws. It was awesome. Very cool. Check it out. It might be on YouTube. Another cool book. Another gift. The Independent Film Producer Survival Guide. Sounds like something I absolutely need, because it says a business and legal source book, which is the side that, gosh, I have the hardest time with. It's such a big pain in the ass. I just want to be a creative guy, okay? Is it too much to ask if I can just write a script and film it and release a movie without having to deal with all that other crap? Apparently, no. You do have to deal with that crap. Otherwise, nobody will ever see your movie. Alright, another gift. Prometheus Rising by Robert Anton Wilson. This is one of the... I used to have this book, but I let somebody borrow it, and they kept it. This is one of the books that changed a lot of my worldview when I read it. I love running across a book like that. It says, whatever the thinker thinks, the prover proves. Into it. If you don't know who Robert Anton Wilson is, go check him out. Okay, if you're looking for good screenwriting tips, okay, I'm going to show you 2 books that need to be in your arsenal. One was a gift, Save the Cat Strikes Back, which is the third in the Save the Cat series, which I have mentioned several times, including my video on screenwriting tips over there, or up there, wherever it is. YouTube keeps moving the videos around, so we can't always predict where they're going to be. But this is the third and final one in the series. This was just a great series. Gave me some really good tools to use, really powerful tools, working with your one line, all these different things. His Blake Snyder's beat sheet is really cool. Good stuff. So this is the third in the series, which I haven't read yet. Just got it for Christmas. And dun dun dun, something startling happens. I'm actually reading this one right now as I'm working on some scripts. So this is interesting. Now this guy, what's his name? Todd Click. I'm really skeptical about books like this. I research them forever. You know, if I can't see them in person, if I find it in a store, I'll pick it up and I'll read it. My test is this: I'll flip it to a random page and read. And if I feel like I learned something, I buy it. that's how I do it. Now, if it's online, I research and research and research. I read reviews, see what other customers say, and I narrow it down. And boom, this is one of them. One of the most highly recommended screenwriting books out now. Something startling happens. Wow, how do I describe this? I'll just read the back to you. This clever book reveals the 120 minute-by-minute story genome that unites all successful films. It shows you, like no other book has before, what makes great movies tick. It tells you every page of your script what kind of beat it needs to have. So there's a page for page 1. There's a page for 65, is what I'm looking at right now. And as you're working, you can just literally flip to that page and it tells you what kind of beat it needs to have. Very cool book. I have yet to complete a screenplay using it, and I haven't read it all the way through yet, but I'm doing it right now. So it's cool to have all these different tools that you can call on and put together. Last of the books, GURPS Cthulhu Punk, really cool Cthulhu source book, and also futuristic kind of stuff that's good for writing. Dun dun dun! Frank Miller's Holy Terror. Growing up, Frank Miller is he's my favorite modern writer artist, guys that do it all. Okay, favorite writer would be Grant Morrison, but as far as sequential illustration goes, Frank Miller is the man. Even though he did like go insane after 9/11 happened, but this is his response. Holy Terror was supposed to be a Batman story, where Batman goes on a war against Al-Qaeda, and he decided it was too much for Batman. He took it away and did it elsewhere with it's not Dark Horse, it's with Legendary is the print. But anyway, it's pretty expensive, but you can get it about half price on Amazon, which I recommend doing. I just got it, so I haven't read the whole thing yet, but I started reading it and it's really cool. The characters are analogs for Batman, Catwoman. I mean, they've got a Commissioner Gordon in there, and then they're fighting Al-Qaeda. I mean, Frank Miller may have gone insane, and maybe I'm insane, but I would really love to see this made into a movie. I mean, so far, unless I get to the end of it and I'm just like, what? But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But nobody excites me more than Frank Miller comics in terms of comics. Well, the things that get me going. I just remember the days of hunting down, obviously, you know, Dark Knight Returns and Batman Year One, but then also the stuff outside the mainstream that he did, like Rusty the Boy Robot. You know, that one wasn't great. But Hard Boiled, now there's one with Jeff Darrow's artwork where you get it and it's just this violent adult action. And then, of course, Sin City, the Martha Washington stuff, all that stuff. Cool stuff. I'm glad to see Miller finally come back to comics and do something with some superheroes, even though it's not Batman, which I'm actually happy about. I'm glad it's not a Batman story. I'm glad it's something new and different. So I'm curious to see how it goes, how this will break away from the old paradigm of superheroes just kind of reestablishing the status quo. Here's a guy going after actual real world villains. Is it crazy? Is it genius? Is it both? I don't know. Here's some comics from Casanova, written by Matt Fraction. Some really awesome cover art there, you can see. Matt Fraction used to live here in North Carolina. Really cool guy. Okay, we're down to the bottom. Let's see, I'll do VHS next. How's that sound? Yep, present from my buddy Brento. Got 2010 in a flip box. Very, very cool. He knows I'm a huge Kubrick and 2001 fan, and I have been wanting to watch 2010 again here recently. Now, believe it or not, this was one of the first movies I remember seeing with my family. My mom and dad took me to see this. Why? I have no idea. But the movie really messed with my head because for some reason we showed up during the last half hour of the movie. So we walked in and watched the whole end of the movie, sat and watched the whole movie through again from beginning to end. So I watched all the weird shit at the end first, having no idea what was going on, and then watched the movie again, and it made no sense to me because I was a kid. But so that's my 2010 story. Thanks for that, Brento. Here's some exploitation. Showdown at the Equator. I think that cover says enough. It tells you everything you need to know about what kind of movie this is. Having some buddies over and some senoritas, I'll entertain them with that. Now here's my little, this was my VHS find myself, $2. This is a $20 to $40 VHS, practically crisp, brand new Trick or Treat, as we discussed on the Rock and Roll Horror Edition, or Heavy Metal Horror Edition if you prefer, of Exploited Cinema, which you can download over at exploitedcinema.com, I believe. I don't know, just search for it, you'll find it. Trick or Treat, Sammy Kerr. Pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Though, I don't know, I'm not in love with that cover. It's kind of lame. But I do like the box, and I like the art on the back. So it's definitely better than the cover that just has like Ozzy's face, Ozzy and Gene Simmons. That cover is horrible because they're barely even in the movie. All right, video games. Here's one I got a couple months back, but I don't think I've showed it to you guys yet. Sherlock Holmes: The Awakened. Sherlock Holmes meets Lovecraft. That sounds like a can't miss proposition. I mean, how can that possibly go wrong? I've played it and it's a slow starter, very slow starter. But it's interesting. It's interesting. I like it. Makes me dizzy though. First person things, they always make me dizzy. But it starts with Holmes gets asked to come investigate the disappearance of this servant boy that just disappeared, and he goes to this guy's mansion and goes around and finds the little shack that the kid lived in, and there's like arcane drawings on the floor and the wall and stuff, and he finds little little occult symbols and stuff. So that's how it starts. So very cool. It's off to a cool start. I'm intrigued enough to try to finish the whole thing. You can see Big Lots, $6. You can probably still score it at one of your Big Lots somewhere. Alright, here's my birthday presents to me. Because I'm like that. Deus Ex, Human Revolution. I had to buy these full price because they're brand new. You know, I only usually do that like once a year. Like last year, I think it was Batman Arkham Asylum. And Dark Souls. Dun, dun, dun. I'm an old school D&D nerd. You know, in high school, if it wasn't for D&D, I would have gotten in a lot more trouble because I either hung out with my heavy metal buddies who were all drinking and partying, or hung out with my D&D nerd buddies who were just playing D&D all night and eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew. So D&D kept me out of trouble, helped me hone my imagination, learn how to tell stories, because when you were a dungeon master, yeah, nerd alert, you had to tell the story and you had to control the game for everybody. So it's a lot like being a director. So it's cool how those things build and cultivate your imagination. Dark Souls is like the ultimate hack and slash D&D adventure kind of game, and I'm totally hooked on it right now, and deathly afraid of online play, because apparently other players can invade your world and just kill you. So that's not very nice, because this is a hard enough game already. Okay, that brings us to the very end. I have my action figures here. First up, dun dun dun, the creature from the Black Lagoon. Check that bad boy out. Birthday present to me. Got it very cheap at comic book store. And last but not least, something I've been trying to track down for a long time. Finally got it for a really good price from a one-day listing on eBay. Now, a couple years I've been watching for one of these. Dun, dun, dun. Evil from Legends. Look how awesome that is. Now he came in this little glass case, which at first I was like, oh, this is kind of stupid. But when you put it on the shelf, it looks really cool like that. And you can see him fairly well in there. I'll pull him out. It won't hurt him if I pull him out. There you go. That way you can check out some of the definition on that bad boy. As played by Tim Curry. Though for some reason, he didn't come with the unicorn horn, which they made a version where he doesn't come with the unicorn horn, but he's made to hold it, which made no sense. I took a spear from another character, gave it to him, so he had something to hold at least. But I think we're going to make a little unicorn horn for him and just put it in his hand. But anyway, very scary character from a very cool movie, played by one of the all-time great actors, Mr. Tim Curry. Evil. Scary. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, there you go. Thank you for joining me for this unboxing. Thank you for enduring my Streebo holiday swag. I promise we'll be back very soon with some more educational videos. You know, if you guys are looking for that kind of stuff, like filmmaking, let me know what you're looking for, because we do it all. And I mean, it's all probably already here on the channel. I mean, because we have everything from, if you go back to our Devil Comes Down videos, we actually filmed the meeting where we discussed the story ideas. So I mean, if you want to see it all the way to the moment of creation, you know, it's on here somewhere. You know, we discuss script writing. I do script writing in some videos. We do the act of filmmaking. We do behind the scenes. You know, we do some post-production stuff, some promotional stuff. So we kind of cover it all. If you want something in particular, let me know. Let me know. I'll be happy to put something together for you, because every time I talk to you guys, I learn more and more. So it's always a good thing. Thank you for joining me. Happy New Year to you all. This is Streebo. Find me at mutantville.com. Peace.
You're watching Mutant TV.